What is up, DCS Crew? So today we're going to go ahead and check out what's in my pocket. I have my dogs in the background, so if you happen to hear some noise from them, they're hanging out with me today. In the meantime, we are looking... Oh, hey, Gaston. We are looking at what's in my pocket, and this one actually goes all the way back to Blade Show 2018, and that's with YOBO Tool's Meg. Now, the funny thing about this particular knife from YOBO Tools is that when I went to go see YOBO Tool at Blade Show 2018, they had a couple of models that they were showing off. This one amongst a couple of others. I think that they were just finishing the Kickstarter on the Aurora folder, which was their first initial offering onto the global market, I guess. Basically, YOBO Tool is a Chinese manufacturer of pocket knives. They use VG10 or D2. This particular one, the Meg, is VG10, and it's got a nice high grind to it. Nice and sharp, by the way. It's a liner lock with different sets of G10 handles, and this particular one is white. It has a little bit of a stain to it, and in truth, I just haven't gotten around to cleaning it, but I do want to disassemble and go ahead and clean it because what happens is upon shipping, they actually ship this like shrink wrapped, but they cake it in oil. Now, if it was D2 or a semi-stainless or a steel that's prone to rust, I'd understand that, but it was VG10. And I don't understand why they did that. But in any case, it's pretty cool. It has a wire clip. It has space for a lanyard. And yeah, I guess a lanyard. It has an interesting fuller on both sides that starts out wide and then gets kind of thin inside here. It represents, a nice little budget offering at under $60 from YOBO Tool, which is an emerging company trying to get into the market. They are a Chinese company, and they actually are pretty small. I'm surprised that they're able to come up with, you'll have to excuse me, let me go ahead and do this. I'm a little OCD about this. I want to have a nice little blade. I'm a little surprised that they're still able to go ahead and release knives in VG10, given that, for a while, a lot of these Chinese companies understood that VG10 was like a very nicely, highly touted steel to be used in folding knives. I mean, in kitchen knives, they are generally, at the apex of what people would want to have in their kitchen. Shun knives, Kai, a lot of other, global, even Japanese companies use VG10 cores, and because they take a really good laser edge. And what the Japanese basically said, all of the metalsmiths said that they're like, hey, no, we don't want to do that anymore. We're going to deal with our own stuff. We're going to deal with VG10. You guys are going to have to find some other way around it. Companies like Kaiser actually used to use VG10 in their Vanguard line, which actually brings me to this guy right here, which is the Kesmek from Azo and Kim Ning, who is now with Concept. This one is in VG10, and this one is interesting because while it is very similar in dimensions to the YOBO Tool, the Meg, it's also in VG10, but this was prior to the Vanguard line switching from VG10 to 154 cm, which is what it has today, if not N690. Because they kind of use a little bit of both. I think they're leaning more now towards 154 cm, but prior to that, they were using N690. So this is the Meg, short for the Megalodon, but it really reminds me of Family Guy when they were talking about Meg. And I don't know if you've seen the little skit where and I'll probably talk about that in a full video when they talk about Meg saying, hey, Megan. She's like, what? She's like, yeah, isn't that your full name, Megan? And then it cuts to a scene where Peter sees the name Megan and then like crosses it out and puts Megatron, and he's like, hey, robots in disguise. And that's the first thing I thought when I saw this, so I thought that was pretty cool. In any case, let's go ahead and do a comparison to some other folders. This is the Rake Fang, aka the P105K. This is the pale blue version in 14C28N, basically a budget VG10. You've already seen the Kaiser Kesmek. This is the Vanguard version. This was a Kim Ning and Azo design. I'm a huge Azo fan, and this is really good because that thumb hole, the VG10, and just the bright orange really pops on that one. Let's see here. What else do we have? Oh, it's another big guy. Definitely not VG10, but it has some awesome scales and that wire clip. This is the Giant Mouse Ace Grand. This is the newest offering by Giant Mouse, you know, the Anso and Vox collaboration, and definitely something worth checking out if you haven't already. I believe they might still be sold out. This is the Rake P108 SF. I originally got this because I thought the SF stood for Stonewash Finish, and it ends up being it's a satin finish on the blade, but still really good knife, 14C28N, similar lengths. So my thoughts on this particular knife, honestly, I've been carrying it for a little bit. It takes a really nice edge. It came really nice out of the factory. They do have coated blades and they do have different handles. I like the white because you know, if for whatever reason this gets stained to the point where I really can't clean it and get it back to white, I can just dye it using some RIT dye, you know, and just put it, you know, say blue or black or maybe a color that doesn't come out in the current catalog. It allows people to go ahead and, you know, play with the colors on this. And to be completely honest, after I finish the review on this knife, which is, in my opinion, long overdue, I am likely going to be giving this away. So stay tuned for that. I mean, it runs off of bearings. It has the VG10 designation here at the crown of the spine of the blade. Let me see if I can get that in there. There we go. All right. And yeah, so this is what is in my pocket today for July 3rd, 2020. I'm going to try and do this 30 knives, 30 days. It's going to be difficult because I also have, you know, knives that I have to review as well. And I want to give them their fair share. But in the meantime, I did want to go ahead and share this with you. This is the Meg from YOBO Tool. Shout out to the company. They were super nice. And oh yeah, cool little piece of information. Interesting little tidbit a lot of people don't know. During my first trip to 2018 Blade Show, when I went ahead and I reviewed some companies, that's not the year that I went with Eric, you know, from the Outer Limitless YouTube channel, but I sat with them and I did a really cool, really drawn out review of their stuff. And it came out awesome. I didn't check the audio though. And when I got home and I was getting ready to render it, the whole thing had no audio. And I wanted to die because it was like I had asked all the right questions. You know, I was new to the game. This was a new company. I was trying to really do something well for them. And I mean, I totally screwed them. I screwed myself too. It was just one of those things where it was like everything was right and I didn't check it. It's kind of like when you go to, you know, McDonald's or Burger King and you order something and it's like a complicated order, you know, like you want a, you know, a quarter pounder, you know, cheese and onions, you know, ketchup only and nothing else. And then you're like, okay, I don't want anything else. And they give you the order. You just go home without checking it. And then you realize that the cook put everything on there and you have to take off pickles. And they're like, oh, but it's the same thing. Just take off the pickles. No, but the juices are already on there, Karen. Sorry, no. Yeah, so I was kind of bummed that the audio was not on that particular feed. But in any case, this is the YOBO Tool's Meg, the Megalodon from YOBO Tool in VG10 with white G10. I like the fact that it has the G10, although it's not very tactile. It does have some additional, I guess you could say, texturing here. It goes up and down and up and down, which, you know, makes it feel pretty cool in the hand. I'm not really so sold on the pocket clip, and I don't like the fact that there isn't something tapped for the left side. They don't come with another attachment to be able to put it on this side because you can't really swap it. But it does have a lanyard hole, and you can always go ahead and set up a lanyard to one of the standoffs here in the back. Nice open pillar construction, by the way. And yeah, so VG10, G10, you can pick it up on Amazon Prime for about $56, so under $60 for nice VG10. Go ahead and check it out. This is what's in my pocket for July 3rd, 2020, the YOBO Tools Meg. Thank you so much for checking this out, guys. And just remember, whether it's the Meg or even the Kess Meg or any other, you know, knife you choose to go ahead and EDC, just remember, if you EDC, think of DCS. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace.